Hi, it's Lanny White here, and welcome to Al Islam Air Base in Kuwait. As you know, it's very hot out here. Temperatures range anywhere from 120 to 130 degrees, and so this is your hot weather briefing for the safe and reliable operation of the C-130 Hercules aircraft. The information I'm providing you is straight out of the aircraft flight manual, 1C-130KH-1. With that being said, we'll present this PowerPoint. This is my visual aid today. Unfortunately, I don't have a nice system at this location. I'll be reading some of this information off to you and also showing it to you. One of the most important things to do as you come to the aircraft and you check it out, you want to make sure that the aircraft's oil system is properly serviced. What we're looking for there is a minimum of 10 gallons per engine. The amount is important because the more oil facilitates in cooling, and also we prevent low oil due to evaporation. So you want to make sure you check the forms and the forms match the gauges on the aircraft. With that being said, hopefully maintenance might have an air conditioner out there for you. If they don't, feel free to use the APU and the flight deck air conditioning. As we all know, you can't run both the flight deck and the cargo compartment at the same time due to the fact you'll overheat and you'll get a fire light in your handle. So to prevent that, run one or the other, but not both. Obviously, if the loadmasters have the ramp and door open, you're not there's no cooling area being kept in anyhow. So if the ramp and door is open and they're doing aircraft loading, you might as well just run your flight deck. With that being said, it's very important during engine start that you face the aircraft into the wind wherever possible. Hot air blowing past the tailpipe makes starting engines and the acceleration up to normal ground idle very difficult. If you're not able to do that, try to use the fuselage to block the wind on the engine you're starting, and then also take in consideration what engines you may want to start. If the wind's coming from the right front, consider starting the number 1 and 2 engine first. Also, after you get the engine started, oil temperature will rise quickly above 85 degrees Celsius, setting off the master caution. To prevent this, you can set your augmentation system to full open, and this will facilitate the cooling of that engine. As we all know, in Section 5 of our limitations, you have an oil temperature range of 60 to 85 up to 30 minutes on the ground, and then 85 to 100 for 5 minutes in flight. So keep that in mind and when you manage your augmentation system. You want to make sure also that you know the difference between a bog down and a flame out. The reason why this is important, most times the bog down is created by air, not enough air in the combustion chamber and a mixture with fuel. And you'll first notice this by a popping sound. Maybe the loadmaster will tell you that, or you might hear it through your headset. If you hear this popping sound, you are having a bog down. You want to up speed immediately. A flame out is a condition where you have a lack of fuel. This can be caused by many things. The indication of this will be low fuel flow and a lower TIT, where in which a bog down, you'll have higher TIT. So with that being said, you want to be able to know the difference, because if you need to call maintenance, if you're in Syria or in Baghdad or Erbil or any of those locations, and you have a malfunction, you want to make sure you understand what you're telling maintenance, so they bring the proper people and equipment to get you home. Another thing that's very important in hot weather situation is the hydraulics. How do you prevent a thermal off-stroke on your hydraulic engine pumps? Is make sure you exercise the yoke, the elevator, consistently about every 30 seconds. This opens up the bypass through the elevator system, which also promotes cooling. It'll run through the engine run through the pump and also through the reservoirs, and that'll help keep the fluid cool. Once you have a thermal off stroke, you're pretty much dead in the water. You'll have to call maintenance, but a good technique to prevent that is keep pulling the yoke back on a regular basis. Once again, about every 30 seconds. Try not to forget this, or you'll be stuck downrange. When you're going into short fields on improved strips, i.e. dirt strips, make sure you turn off your air conditioning systems before landing and close your engine bleed air valves. The reason why this isn't so important, when you go in reverse, all the dust will kick up and it'll come into the air conditioning system, clogging up somewhere down the road. And as we know how important the air conditioning system is in this environment. I hope this information has helped you out quite a bit. Once again, I stress that you read Section 7 of the Dash 1. Take a look at all the notes, cautions, and warnings. But I hope this information will help you out, and I very much hope you enjoy your stay here in Ali Salim. And remember one thing I always say, it's not where you're at, it's who you're with. Welcome aboard.